Greetings everybody, Base6286 here, back with more Etrian Odyssey. I'm gonna apologize right now because unfortunately, like, idiot, I deleted my audio commentary for this episode. Unfortunate, I know. So I'm having to post-commentate all of this, which is partially why it's a little late, but, yeah, let's just get underway. So before we do anything, there's a couple quests, or a quest rather, I want to take care of. I'm going to deal with this to meet a swordsman quest later, just because it kind of requires a little bit of level grinding, and I'm not going to deal with it right now. I'll probably deal with it much later, like floor 15-ish, something like that. I don't know, around the 3rd stratum maybe I'll take care of it, but yeah, not for a while yet. The only one I'm concerned about right now is a certain shop's quest, which yeah, let's just take care of this. And yeah, basically this is a pretty simple one. We just have to go and mine for some stuff in the labyrinth. I believe we need some pyroxene. Yeah, there we go. So her poor client needs some pyroxene. All you have to do is head down to the 4th floor and mine there to get the pyroxene. It might take a couple trips. It took me, I think, 2 trips to actually get any, but you only need 1, so just head down there with someone with a mine skill and grab it, and you're good to go. I actually already took care of this, so we don't have to worry about actually trekking down into the labyrinth or anything like that. So yeah, already took care of that, and yeah, it's all good. Just anywhere, there's 2 mine spots on the 4th floor you can get. There's one that's really close to the door, so that's just the one I used. So let's report these results here. Or I guess I could not do that. What the heck? Oh, I see. This is my character that I use for collecting the stuff. I just made a survivalist, one of the ones in the beginning, and I basically just trained her a couple levels, so you can see she had like 6 points in her mine skill, and a couple others in chop and take. I like to start out with a whole bunch of survivalists with just chop, and one that I'll eventually make into an all-purpose kind of survivalist for collecting anything I need later on. So that's kind of what Harvest there is becoming. But anyways, there, we gave her the proxy and we got some money, so that's cool stuff. And that's all we can really take care of right now, so awesome. Other than that, I'll just meet you guys down in the labyrinth, I think. Oh wait, I have to actually set up my party correctly here. We don't want to go and fight the boss with a level 6 survivalist in our team, and that has absolutely no worthwhile skills in a battle. Yeah, that would be fantastic, actually. No, it wouldn't. So there we go. There's Chris back in our team. Now we're all good to go. And I think we might have some... Yeah, we've got some skill points to use up here, so... are we? Oh no, we're not ready for Smite just yet. I think we have one more Fortify we need to get. Yeah. So after we get this, now Smite is available! Ha ha ha! And that will be glorious when we start getting that. We won't be able to make use of it in the near future, but, well, a fairly near future, actually. Now for the boss, though. For Jaichi, more multi-hit, always nice. And for Nikki here, oh, we've got a couple skill points to use, actually. I guess for the boss, yeah, I think I put 1 point into fire. The boss is going to be weak against fire, so that's a good choice to have. And eventually we're going to need Fire 3 to get some stuff later on. So, other than that, I think... Oh, did I not use the other skill point? Oh, well, whatever. For Chris, of course, more relaxing. Always more relaxing. And I think... not quite the last level of Immunize. Getting close, though. Only 1 more point we need. So that's pretty awesome. Now, I think we should be finally ready to head into the labyrinth and head down to the 5th floor to take on the boss of the stratum. So, awesome stuff. I might pick up a couple things up in town before I go down there, but, or maybe I already picked them up. Either way, we did a nice little cut here to the 5th floor. This is the door right in front of the final little room where the boss makes his lair. Just as a quick note, I did, before coming down here, I did pick up a couple things from the apothecary. Some items, some healing items, I think a few medicas, and like 3 or 4 amritas. So, just some stuff to stay alive, essentially. As you continue through the trees, blah 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 blah. I guess I won't read this. But yeah, we're in Fenrir's lair, and as you can see, a little FOE popped up in front of us. That is not the boss. That is actually something other than the boss. The boss, when you see on the screen, is going to look like a black FOE, essentially. These are something else entirely. They're kind of like Fenrir's little minions. And in order to take down Fenrir, we're going to have to take down some of his minions. Now, actually, there's a way that we can skip past Fenrir. You have to take care of a couple of these FOEs, but there is a way you can kind of draw Fenrir out and skip by him, but I'm not going to show that right now. I might make like a bonus episode of something later dealing with that, just because I actually didn't know about it until after I had done all this, and then I did a test run elsewhere, and I was like, oh, well, this is cool. But either way, here we are with what looks like a wolf, but if you saw, this is actually a skull. They're more powerful than a wolf. I believe these guys have about 600 HP instead of the 250 or 250 something that or 260, I guess, that wolves have. They're still susceptible to poison. I usually don't have too much of a problem inflicting them with the poison, especially if you have a maxed poison. Not really that big of a problem. As you can see, they go down pretty fast. They are a little stronger though. I think other than that, though, they're pretty much the same as a wolf. They have like the same abilities and everything. They have like an evil cry, which boosts their attack power. I think wolves have that too, but we never really saw one use it. We might get a chance to see one of these skulls use it. But the reason you want to do this is, well, for one, if you just try and go straight ahead and fight the boss, you'll just run straight into a skull, so that's not cool. And even if you did do that and just tried to fight the skull in front of the boss would actually end up joining the battle, and then you'd have to fight a skull and the boss, which is just not cool. You would probably really get your butt handed to you. Even my party setup would be a little fairly difficult, actually, to take down both a skull and a boss. And because of how FOEs work, as you're in a battle with them, they can join the battle even if you're already in a battle. And there's I'm not sure if I show it on the map or anything, but there's a whole bunch of these guys running around. So if you end up in a fight with one of them, they're all gonna go aggressive on you, and you'll see on the, I can't really show it now, but you'll see if you were to in this battle, you'd see on the map there, it'd all turn red and start coming after you every turn you spend in a battle. So you can't really pussyfoot around when you're in these battles. You either have to anticipate them joining and kind of prepare for it, or try and take them out before any others join. Luckily, the boss won't actually come after you until you get a couple steps in front of him. And unfortunately, it looks like my poison missed there. Oh yeah, if I remember correctly, I think I kept trying to poison this guy and it kept failing. Or I guess maybe I just gave up on it. Yeah, I don't want to waste too much TP on these guys. Obviously, I'm going to have to use some to be able to defeat them efficiently, but I want to conserve as much as I can for the actual boss fight itself. So we're going to try and take these guys out the hard way, I guess. Yeah, look at that damage. Nice fire damage there. These guys are weak to fire, like almost everything in the first stratum here, except that one red claw bug. Or claw fly, was it? I think it was the claw fly. I always get the two confused. The red, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, and fun times. It looks like we are in battle with another skull now. So yeah, there's an example of an FOE joining an ongoing battle already. Can be rather annoying when that happens, especially if you're not expecting it. But I don't think this goes too badly, because yeah, we had that one pretty much dead anyways, so this one won't be as difficult to take care of. And still missing with the poison. It's really weird because when I did a test run going down here of this beforehand, and I was able to get all three of the initial skulls poisoned with, like, on the first try, and I don't know why these ones just were like, I'm gonna resist your poisoning for some reason. But whatever. Usually poison isn't too it's not too hard to get poison off on them, so that's a valid skill. Of course, fire is a little more reliable. As you can see, it does good damage, so fire is definitely a good alternative if you're using an alchemist. Otherwise, if you're not using an alchemist, then just kind of wail on them with abilities that you have available to you. You'll probably have a Launchnecht if you don't have an alchemist, in which case I'm sure they have some kind of ability with them, hopefully, that you gave them to use in battle. Either way, though, we're in good standing now. So once you take care of the 3 initial skulls, there's 2 on either side of the thing. Maybe I can kind of zoom down to the map after this. Oh, it looks like we did get some level ups though. So we got Smite. I'm not going to use it for the boss battle. It's just not really worth it. I mean, I suppose I could, but I have other plans. So I want to try and get the aware ability for Jaichi there, because that will prevent preemptive attacks when you get it up to high levels, which is very handy. Actually, it comes in handy, very handy for a couple of really annoying enemies. Other than that, it's just kind of a nice thing to have. So, and more Volt Up for Nikki. We're going to be making use of that in the second stratum. And of course, more relaxing for Chris. And I think this will be our last point of Immunize. Yeah, so level 10 Immunize for the boss. Awesome stuff. So he'll pretty much do almost, well, I won't say almost nothing, but his damage is going to be quite manageable with a level 10 Immunize. And let's heal up here. I'm going to use some Amritas to recover my TP, so I have some decent stock of it. And I'm going to try and heal up some of the HP with just Medicas, and I think a salve. Yeah, just to conserve stuff. And yeah, then we'll pretty much be good to go. Once I use this last one up here. Yeah. I was debating on whether or not I want to use all of my Amaritas before the fight, but I decided what the heck, we'll have both Nikki and Lomani back up at pretty much full TP there, so. Anyways, let's head to the boss, and there he is, that black, fuzzy madness up ahead. Taking care of a couple map things as I go along, just so I know what's going on. And you might be able to tell a little bit of orange behind the boss. There is a skull behind him. Now what you want to do is get him so there's one space in between you and the boss, and then you want to walk backwards, so you kind of pull him away. Because once you get like you have that one space in between, he'll notice your presence, and then you kind of want to pull him off to the side. And this, I think, is where I was talking about before I deleted my commentary, that you can actually leave the door and continue to lure him off to the side and sneak past him that way. But yeah, I'm not showing that off here. So either way, what we want to actually do here is walk this way and pull him away from all of his skull buddies there. And this will give us some time to actually take down the boss without having to worry about fighting skulls as well, which is cool. And yeah, awesome boss music. I love this boss music. I think this might be my favorite out of the entire series, all 3 games that are out. The third one is good, but it's just not as fitting as the one in this game. This one is so intense. Like, oh man, I remember when I first fought this guy, I was like, holy crap, things are gonna go down. And they do, so. Other than that, though, normal strategy, basically. I wouldn't bother trying to poison this guy. He's very resilient to it, so I'm just going to stick with fire for this, just because it's much more reliable damage. You could try poison if it's all you have or something. You might get lucky and get it off, but I'd rather not bother. I'd rather have the guaranteed damage. And yeah, look at that, 17. Without Immunize, this would be much harder. He'd be doing a lot of damage. And as you can see, base there, I used a Blaze Oil, which gives my physical attacks and the Fire Element property for a limited time, which will let my physical attacks be super effective, essentially, against the boss. So that's really useful. And let's see, we'll stick Jaichi with some multi-hit, have Nikki boost a fire skill against him. This guy has 1200 HP, so way more than any of the other previous enemies we fought, even the Stalker foes, so very powerful. The main stuff you want to watch out for, his physical attacks are really strong. He also has a move called Ice Fang, which does a lot of damage that's ice-based. Other than that, though, there's really not a whole lot you have to worry about. It's all single target stuff. It's just he hits really hard without Immunize, and that's so. If you have Immunize or Defender or a Front Guard, also works quite well against him. That's pretty much all you need. Some kind of defensive move is the way to go with this guy. I believe I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't actually target the back row normally. He only targets the front row, so you won't have to worry about like using rear guard or anything like that. Just stick with guarding the front row with like a front guard or defender or immunize, and you'll be fine. And yeah, look at that. He's almost past halfway. So that's pretty awesome. That blaze oil is definitely very nice for this fight. I would save it for right now. If you don't remember, we picked up the blaze oil on the 5th floor in a treasure chest. I think it was one in like a big open room, kind of. So, and other than that, things are going pretty smoothly here. You don't have to put up immunize yet. You need to renew buffs like immunize every 4 turns. So we'd have to renew it on this turn to make sure it's stayed up. Because you just add 4 to the turn that you cast it on. So we cast it on turn 1, add 4, cast it again on turn 5, if you cast it again on turn 9. And that way you'll keep it up without having to constantly recast it or anything, or you won't lose it. Because if we didn't put another one up on this turn, we would lose immunize on the next turn, which would be kind of bad. Then we'd have to first turn it again, and that's kind of annoying. So there's one other thing I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember now. Oh yeah, that move he just did that you saw it miss all the characters. I believe that is a move that can terrorize you, or causes fear, and so that does. Your characters would do far less physical damage and would take more physical damage, or just damage in general. So I got lucky, I guess it missed all of my characters. So there we go, Fenrir defeated. And when you defeat him, all of his skulls will run and scuttle away too, so you don't have to worry about dealing with them. And we got a huge fang, which I believe is his normal drop. All bosses, I believe, have 2 drops, a normal drop and then either a rare or a conditional drop. Conditional being one that you have to do like meet some kind of special requirement in order to get it, such as killing them with a certain element type, or killing them with like a certain weapon type, like a slash or a bash type thing. Those are conditional drops. There's not too many of them in this game. There are, I think, a couple bosses that have them, and there are a couple of enemies that have conditional drops, but you usually don't have to worry about them, and I'll definitely point it out if an enemy does have a conditional drop, like the venom flies or the other weird butterfly enemies that you have to kill with magic. So that's all that. I'm just finishing out the mapping here, I guess, keeping everyone in suspense before we head down to the 2nd stratum, but let's just go with it after I put the stairs down, I guess. And keep mapping. God dang it! Curse myself for drawing things out. There we go. Ah yes, the 2nd stratum. This is easily my favorite stratum of the game. I love this stratum. The Dance Hall of the Fairies. Cool stuff. So as you can see, things look very different down here. Much darker and richer colors, I think would be an appropriate word. Since we are going lower into the ground, that would make sense. And we have a weird pink thing in front of us, but we're going to get stopped by plot before we reach it. So I guess we have to kind of go through all that. This is a rather enigmatic scene. Oh hey, it's Renan Talachka, who... If any of you actually know like the real pronunciation of the flame-haired hexer's name, let me know, because I've been curious. I haven't really been able to find a good like proper pronunciation thing anywhere. I know it's like related to some kind of mythology, but I don't know how to actually pronounce it. So if you do, feel free to like try and spell it out or something in the comments. Be like, yo, this is how you pronounce her name, and then I'll stop pronouncing it weirdly or incorrectly. But yeah, they're just telling us, hey, good job for killing that beast, that beast down up there, and explaining what this geomagnetic field is. You may have seen this every time we enter the labyrinth. This is just like a warp point, essentially, so that we can get straight to the 2nd stratum without having to go through all of the 1st stratum every time we want to get down here. So that's really nice. And yeah, then they use it and warp out of here. You can also, so you can use it to basically get back and forth to and from the labyrinth. So you can use it to warp out and warp back in. And it also works as a save point, I believe. So, pretty handy items. Yeah. Let's just stare at its beautiful pink sparklies. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I think I'm going to save actually exploring the second stratum for later. Yeah, you can save here, but we're going to just return to town. I usually don't recommend going and exploring a labyrinth right after fighting a boss. Much better to head back to town and kind of regroup and everything, but yeah. So, thanks you guys for watching. Sorry this had to be post-commentated and kind of wonky, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Anyways, thanks as always, and join me next time when we explore the second stratum. See you guys then.